Welcome to the Safe Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I almost said it's been a while since we've done one of these in person, but it was literally last week.
Yep, it was.
It's just, dude, time's flying.
It is.
I got laid off like last week. So no. It's been super fun. But the issue is time is like I have no construct of time anymore. I woke up and I'm like, I have stuff to do today. And then I'm like, don't. So time right now is
Every day's a Saturday for
time doesn't exist right now. So it's been weird.
You gotta get out there working your golf game.
That's true. There you go. Dial it in.
Oh, the issue is you got to work to have money.
That's true.
Yeah, also true.
Shag range balls, I guess, but
Yeah.
this is Dom.
Should I leave with just like a bunch of yellow range balls in my bag and just like, let's go?
Play 18, you're playing with range balls. But we are currently on episode 176, and we welcome back Alec with Pin Golf. They offer rangefinders, speakers, and a new product called the Caddy, which won the best new product at the 2025 PGA Show. Alec, thank you so much for joining us again on the podcast. Dom zooming in here on. Yeah, absolutely, man. Really appreciate it. You guys are killing it over there. And again, we mentioned just before we just hopped on here, we kind of discussed the story behind Pin Golf. You've done a really good job. You're really pushing the needle. So congrats on that. But I think this episode, we kind of want to just, emphasize on the Caddy, of course, but we just want to touch base on the rangefinder, the speaker. You also just kind of have that partnership with the Ryder Cup, which is going to be hosted at Bethpage Black here in September. So that's exciting. As far as let's just kind of just run down the list here. As far as rangefinders, you have the Prism Plus, which Dom, it's kind of, that's what I'm gaming right now, which I love.
That.
Yep, love it. So is there anything new with rangefinders coming up here down the pipeline?
Like the Prism Plus.
Prism Plus?
Yeah, definitely no Prism Plus. I think it ends with the Prism Plus. I think the plus ends, the bus stops there. But I mean, in terms of overall rangefinders, I mean, that's our bread and butter, right? We started this company off the back of rangefinders, and we're going to continue to develop and create newer rangefinders moving forward, right? Like you said, the priority right now, just because it's a brand new product, is the Caddy and getting that off the ground and figuring out product market fit there and really pushing forward. But with that being said, the Prism Plus is still an amazing product. And this past year, or currently, it's on the bag of Andrew Novak, who actually won a PGA Tour event not too long ago. So he's
very
gaming.
Cool. Congrats.
His caddy Jeff Hamley's gaming it. So it was a really cool experience to see. It was like that month span where they could use rangefinders out on the course during events. And he actually used it on TV. I think it might have been, what holiday was it? I forget what it was, but I was all around with all my family, and we were watching coming down the stretch, and he broke it out and was on TV, and we were all going nuts, which was a really cool experience. So
pretty surreal moment, I'd imagine.
I can't even imagine that feeling where it's like, hold on, let me, bam, and then it's on like this.
Now the technology nowadays too, you can rewind it. Yeah, you can.
We rewound it a number of times. So it was, cool. I mean, that you hit the nail on the head. It was just a surreal moment. It's been a long, almost 7 years now of kind of going at this, and to see our product on national TV during a PGA Tour event to help someone ultimately win an event was just a surreal moment. So a long-winded answer to say, more rangefinders in the pipeline. Not going to throw out a date as to when those are going to be launched, but like I said, that's how we started the company. That's how we've been able to build it. And that's will forever be part of our product suite moving forward for sure.
When you talk about that small window, because I was going to ask you about that, as far as rangefinders have been banned for a long time with the PGA Tour, regardless. So did they switch the rule now? Because I know it was legal. Yeah.
There's like the last couple of years, they've been like giving a handful of events where you're allowed to use rangefinders. I think their philosophy is that it's going to speed up pace of play.
Yep.
Jury's still out on that. But with that being said, right, like rangefinders help people play better golf. So if it helps pros get dialed in and they can help shoot lower scores and then ultimately have better fan experience when you're out there, like I'm kind of all for that. It's just like, it was like a 1 month span where they could use them for, I think, like 4 events this past year. or this year.
So you were able to your winner, your Novak, out of 4 events, one of the 4. I mean, that's pretty remarkable having the Pin Golf rangefinder get a W.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a nice little badge of honor, so
yeah, for sure.
It's been pumped out through our social channels, pumped out through our email channels and all of that. Yeah. But I mean, just a surreal moment.
Well, good, man.
We hosted a little like par 3 event a couple weeks ago, or co-hosted. I'm sorry, I don't want Abby to listen and be like, what the fuck? Because she messaged me and it'd be a lot of bad words in there. But it was something like Derek and I played into. So I had the last team and they're like, hey, you have a rangefinder in your bag. Can you shoot it? And I'm like, I feel like such a hardo, but like I'm out there shooting it. I'm like, hey, it's like 89 yards, but with the slope, it's playing like 95. They're like, well, what do we do? I'm like, play it like it's 95. And I'm out there on a par 3 course. Hold on, guys, I got you. And I'm like, oh my God, I felt like such a hardo. But then at the same time, I'm like, now I know to play it a little bit further than it is. And
it's different to what the scorecard has. You get the little scorecard and it's totally different. So it is a game changer, regardless if you're playing a par 3 or, an 18-hole course. So
the cool thing is now we have exposed people to Pinned and the company and the fact that these rangefinders do work. And obviously, they work. But now that the PGA Tour Pro,
they know it works,
has won. Now everybody's going to be like, damn, that budget rangefinder, that's the shit. And it works.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great stamp of approval, right? Like we can sit here and say, "Oh, this rangefinder works; it's super accurate," till our face turns blue. But like, until people actually get it in their hands, or until they see a PGA Tour professional using it on the tour, like if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for the 10 to 20 handicap that are going out every weekend and using these things.
Okay, so. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, as far as Prism Plus, do you plan on releasing any other colors at all down the road?
Yeah, definitely. I think that iteration will come out sooner than a new rangefinder. But like you mentioned, we just came out with the Ryder Cup collection, which we've been working on for a little while now. We're very excited with how that turned out. Feedback so far has been great. A little bit farther away from the Ryder Cup, so we anticipate sort of the demand and the hype to kind of build as we get closer and closer. But the initial feedback has been great, and I mean, we were just stoked to get the samples of it and just see how it looked. They're unbelievable.
So as far as, I mean, we can maybe just touch base a little bit on the Ryder Cup collection. So you offer pretty much every item that you have besides the caddy with the Ryder Cup kind of designer logo. And so these are all available for purchase now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what was that experience like as far as being able to kind of work with the Ryder Cup license?
Yeah, how do you become the official partner of the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, great question. So we applied for the license 2 years ago. So it was like right shortly after the last Ryder Cup, we were just like, okay, like let's see what the process is to become a licensee of the Ryder Cup. Because we see all these other brands that are out there doing it, and we're just like, okay, well, there has to be some way to get the license. And we made the decision to say, hey, you know what, like let's invest in this. I think we launched the red, white, and blue, like our Star Spangled Banner edition of the rangefinder a few years back, and that's been our best seller ever since. So we were like, okay, that gives us like a little bit of data around like people like the American flag, they like the pattern and stuff like that. It's like we can stamp a Ryder Cup logo on the side of it too. Like I think we might have a home run here. And then ended up getting the approval for the license, and then I mean it's transformed to now we get to be on site during the Ryder Cup. We get to sell these in the pro shop during the Ryder Cup.
Oh wow! So are you going to be there then? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
it's pretty cool. So it's almost like mandatory. You have to be there if you're selling in the pro shop tent. So it's
a pretty cool experience just to be able to, because I know sometimes you just order it online, like it has the official license, but the fact that you're going to be at the location or the event, it makes it that much more special. So very cool. So it took you almost 2 years to really, I mean, applied for it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, and then is it just kind of submit it, wait to hear back, like, hey, yep, you got this, you got accepted, that kind of deal?
tweaking designs, showing samples, and just kind of going through that whole process. So had a few iterations of both designs, and then just finally ended up with what we have today.
So have you had a chance to play Bethpage Black?
Not yet.
Are you gonna go play it?
Yeah, we're trying.
Do you see that smirk on his face? You know,
Yeah.
you know.
I was just so intrigued because they always, they have that famous sign right there playing the Bethpage Black, where it's like, if you're play from certain tees, if you're under this handicap or whatever, because it's like extremely difficult golf course. So yeah, you have to let us know how well you hit it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, throughout the whole packaging, right? Bethpage is just such an iconic course. So like all throughout the packaging and the branding, like we give nods to Bethpage. Like you mentioned the warning sign, like on the inside, I wish I had a unit here, but like on the inside flap, we have like a little iteration of the warning sign where it's it's like warning, like this device will like make you so dialed in that no course record is safe, and just like little puns like that. So
cool.
And then we have like a course map of Bethpage, which is pretty cool as well on the inside. So
the thought process was you were really kind of thinking not only, and I mean, not to interrupt you, but like before we the original podcast episode when we were doing the unboxing, like we talked about that, how like well the thought process and the design just in the products of the boxing is really well done. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, with all our products, we put a lot of time into the packaging. Just we think that when you receive a product, like packaging speaks volumes, and it really shows the level of quality of a product if the packaging is well thought out. So we've tried to do that ever since we started. So yeah, the packaging, we're really happy with just kind of how the whole thing turned out.
Yeah, super exciting.
Do you have a favorite product of the three for the Ryder Cup? Because he's got it pulled up on his laptop. That's the sound stick. I cannot like stop looking at. That looks so good, whether it's the blue or the white. The stick looks so good. Don't get me wrong, the rangefinder is beautiful, but I know how I get with white rangefinders.
Yeah,
and I like to eat. But the stick looks so good. And for those of you who watch and don't know what the stick is their big speaker. This one's Derek's. Mine's gray.
It's by far my favorite speaker. And like I said, I've had a lot of like speakers. I mean,
he has this by his TV.
Yeah.
So then he streams Bluetooth to it just constantly.
I do. Yeah. And then I'll obviously bring it in the bag too when I'm playing golf. But I do a lot more hanging out in the living room than I'm playing golf, unfortunately. So
but yeah, that Ryder Cup sound stick is that's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's my favorite for sure. Just with the stars on both ends and just it flows so nicely. So yeah, that's easily my favorite one in the collection.
So when you just to touch base a little bit more on the design and all that, do you kind of just go through? Is it you and like the team like kind of just throw out brainstorm some ideas? Like how many ideas, or not ideas, but like designs did you kind of go through to kind of come up with like this is the one that I think is going to work?
Yeah, a lot. Like we whiteboard a lot. We print out a bunch of just renders and mock-ups and just like put them on the walls and just print out little designs and like stick them around actual rangefinders just to kind of see what it looks like, see how it would look in your hand and things like that. So a lot of both of them. Like, I mean, like you said, it was almost a 2-year process to kind of iterate and finalize and fix. So a lot of time goes into the design as well. And because it's like we're paying for the license. So like we want the products to stand out, not only in the tent, but like when we go to get approval from the actual Ryder Cup. So like we need to have all these dialed in. So long process.
Let's just say everything goes all as well, like above and beyond, which hopefully I'm sure it will. Said just by looking at the products and having products, we know the quality's there. But so let's just say next Ryder Cup that's back here in the States. Do you automatically kind of get like grandfathered in to get the next license, or do you have to reapply?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I would hope we have right of first refusal, but you never know, right? Like they're into the licensing team, licensing companies also there to make money as well. So it's a good question.
Sure. Okay. No, I just thought I would ask. The whole licensing thing to me is so unique and interesting.
Really.
So, well, I said we wish nothing but the best for you on that. I said I have no doubt you'll do well on that. I'm excited for the Ryder Cup. It's always a good time to get everyone together. You know, it's fun. So,
I mean, it's one of my favorite golf events that they have. No,
it really is. It's it's what, every 4 years at least. Switching off.
Yeah.
Doing yeah. So we covered the rangefinder, covered the Ryder Cup speakers. You have the Dart 2.0, which we kind of just started showing. This was we did a custom one for our Shindig event that we just had a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, Dom mentioned to it. Clearly, I like green, and
shocker.
I mean, I like all colors. I'm more of I like the black, which is what I have here, but I like the green.
So I'm a big fan of pink. I really wanted to do pink ones for the Shindig. I didn't think other guys would like that, but man, I really wanted a pink one. I thought a pink one would be cool. I wanted a pink rangefinder because I lose stuff all the time. So for me, it harder to miss. But
right,
yeah, the pink would have been sick though. But I could see the older guys being like, "The fuck is this?" I feel like I picked it. I did it. That's all I worked on for the entire event was that.
I just wanted pink. We could just got all pink.
That's what I wanted. I wanted just pink speakers.
Yeah. But yeah, Dart 2.0, which we just showed you, and then the Sound Stick, which we were just talking about, which again is by far my favorite speaker. It's magnetic. It's easy. The nice thing about the Sound Stick, and we've kind of discussed this before, but it's pretty big, so
hard to lose.
It's easy to put in your golf bag, but it's also hard to lose because it just sticks right to the golf cart. So I love that design. Do you have anything coming up with speakers? Maybe add other colors, or what are your future for what's your future for speakers?
Yeah, just kind of similar to rangefinders, right? We're just going to continue to push the envelope, continue to develop new technology. Not so much new, but you see a lot of the speakers that are out there today, right? With screens and things of that nature. So. I'd be shocked if there wasn't something along those lines in our product suite at some point. The people just, especially younger people, right? I never play a round of golf any longer without a speaker. It's a must, right? I could even leave my driver in the car, but make sure I have my speaker, right? It's
a necessity. You got to have it.
It really is. So, I think, and the team just really loves music as well, right? So I think just continuing to iterate and develop new products within the speaker environment is something that we're going to continue to run at for sure.
To kind of go back to the having the rangefinder for Andrew Novak. Is it Andrew Novak, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was saying, I know I've heard of him.
You're getting confused with the guy from The Office.
No, I just was thinking okay, going back to a necessity of music is a thing. And I'm sure a lot of those golfers, professional golfers, amateur golfers, they probably listen to music all the time too. Is that something that they can have in their bag as well? Like a practice round or something where they can bump a speaker? I've never really thought of that, but I know some of those guys are maybe a little more, I guess maybe the live guys are a little more music, but you know what I mean? I don't know.
I would go to live if they don't have a speaker.
But I'm curious if some of those if he's repping the rangefinder, maybe he's got the speakers too, where he's listening.
Yeah. I mean, I know he and Jeff, his caddy, both have speakers, right? We sent them everything. But I don't know if they're allowed to use them during
practice
rounds or whatnot. I would imagine they could. But that's a good question. I actually have no idea.
You get some of I'm sure Scotty and all those guys that are dialed in with their yardages and all that are probably more serious. But then there's the John Daly's, the guys that just like to hang out and have a good time.
We should go to the 3M Open practice round and just see if anybody's
noticed.
Speaker. Yeah.
Just thought I would check because I said if he's got the rangefinder, you never know. So,
although, can you imagine having the people say, "Hey, quiet down," and then just the players got a speaker bumping, just
quiet down. We're trying to hear the song.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So speakers, rangefinder, we got all that kind of covered. So this is the main reason we really want to talk to you was you guys launched the Caddy, which is a new item. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about the PGA show, but it did win the best new product. So congratulations.
Big congrats.
That's very, very cool. So can you just we have some questions that I just want to ask you, but can you just tell us about the Caddy and how that even came about?
Yeah. yeah, I mean, it realistically came out one day when we were playing a round of golf with someone who had like a little handheld GPS, and we were just like, what the hell is even the point of that thing? You know, it's like it tells you front, back, and center, but like that's it. Like, I don't care how far front, back, and center is if I'm like in the woods or like or 400 yards away, right? Like that kind of doesn't really do anything for us. So we're just like, okay, well, tablets are a thing, GPS is in carts are a thing. Like the product market fit is essentially there just because like people are familiar with using the touch screen and getting distances that way. And we surveyed a ton of people and they were just like, yeah, I mean, when I show up to a nice course and they have the screens in there, like that's pretty much the distance I use. Right. Like I don't even necessarily pull out a rangefinder if I have the distance on the screen right there. So like, okay, that's interesting. So we kind of just continue to go down rabbit holes and we were just like, okay, well, if we can toss a magnet in a tablet and make it small enough to where it's like not massive to where people can still hold it in one hand, but it's bigger than a portable or a handheld device. Like
GPS, small GPS type
smaller
of deal.
GPS, exactly. Like we might be onto something. And sure enough, we were able to sort of find the data source that all of the cart companies pull all of their GPS data from. We were able to form an agreement with that company, sort of upload it all to our tablet, and one thing led to another. And 2 years go by, and we're winning best new product at the PGA show. So it was, yeah, it's been kind of wild.
I bet. So can we just kind of talk a little bit about the features? Because again, I definitely want to just kind of pick your brain a little about the PGA show and just kind of learn more because we've talked about it going and we haven't yet. We'd love to attend. We'll probably just do the walk around type of deal, kind of just to meet new people and all that. Yeah. But as far as like so the features, I noticed on the website it's got touchscreen display, it's got over 45,000 golf course maps. I think the really cool thing with it is there's no subscription fees.
Yep.
Which is really cool. And it's magnetic. And then Dominic had kind of mentioned that, it has multiplayer games, which seems really cool and unique. Can you just kind of just maybe briefly tell us a little bit about the different features and maybe there might be some that we might have missed?
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, right? I got it right here. So
sweet.
45,000 courses. Again, it can fit in your hand. Like it's not too big to where it can't fit in your hand, but touchscreen GPS. So tap anywhere, you can get distance to that, distance to the middle of the green. You got front, back, center. Super easy to keep score on it. Right now we have stroke play, we have match play, we have teams, we have best ball. So more games coming. But the unique thing about this is we built the entire software besides obviously the mapping data that I just talked about that we licensed.
Sure.
We built the entire software from the ground up as well. So like this is a living, breathing product. So like the product that you see today and the features that are in it today are going to be different 6 days from now, different 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now. Like it's going to be a completely different product because the software is just going to continue to develop and continue to improve. So, it's essentially the GPS you get in the cart. We ripped it out, put it in a magnetic tablet, and now you can bring it anywhere. A lot of people love the fact that keep all your stats on this, right? Like if you're using the GPS in the carts, like I've never even kept score up there, right? Like it's kind of a pain to do.
Just use it as like you said, use it as basically a GPS essentially, not as a scorecard.
Exactly. So what people are loving is they can take this to any course and keep all of their data in. So, the feedback's been incredible.
As far because you just said like the technology and all that, like updates and there's going to be new things added. 45,000 golf courses is a lot, right? But is there? I mean, let's just say hypothetically we go to a course and it's not loaded on there. Is there a way to like just send you send like a help email kind of a thing to get it loaded, or like what's the process?
Yeah, we have a whole mapping team who just kind of goes through the 45,000 courses, constantly updates it, and if new courses obviously pop up, all we need is just like a satellite image. All we need is a scorecard, and then we can get that sort of mapped out for them relatively quickly within like a week.
Pretty quick.
So,
okay.
So it's a pretty quick turnaround time for sure.
So I'm assuming with like the software and it kind of the form factor and everything, does it just update through the air? Where you don't have to like plug it into your laptop or anything? I know I used to have one of those handheld GPSs from Garmin. I've kind of transitioned, like my watch does all my golf stuff. Boop, it's in golf mode. I'd be playing if it wasn't like 95 and humid. It's terrible here in Minnesota. Um, but I think my big gripe with a lot of people with the handheld ones, you got to plug it in, you got to update it that way. So it's kind of cool that this one is just essentially an everyday tablet, but for golf, right? You just update it as it needs it. And my big question is like, what's the battery life on that? Like, do you have to charge it after every round? Or are you going to get like 4 or 5 rounds out of it? Because that screen, you held it up, that thing's pretty bright.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it obviously, right, it depends on how often you use it and how often you're tapping it, but typically we've seen anywhere from 36 to 54 holes. So like you're looking at 2, 3
rounds,
pushing 4 rounds. So not after every time. But we encourage people to bring it in and charge it, just because when you connect to Wi-Fi, all your scores sync, all that gets thrown into our database. So, and then down the line will be integrated with Gin. So you bring it inside, you connect it to Wi-Fi, all your scores get sent right to Gin like that. So, yeah, so that's a partnership we're working on right now as well. So, yeah, battery life is I haven't heard a bad thing about the battery life so far, which has been great.
That's awesome. I was literally just kind of about to ask you as far as, because you mentioned like the scores and all that. Because usually what I would do is, you go play around a golf. And Dom and I had this discussion before, and too, like if you go to a nice bougie golf course, of course you're gonna have a GPS up there, and it's the same thing. Like, I'm mainly using the GPS for getting into the fairway or these certain, where these bunkers are. But then once you're there, that's when I'll use the pinned rangefinder from the flagstick. So I'm kind of in that same boat. But same thing. I just use the scorecard, and then I would go after my round entered in on the app on my phone. Right. So that was kind of leading to my question is, so you will eventually be looking to add Gin. Well, you'll be able to automatically sync whatever your handicap might be. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just trying to make it as easy as possible for people to get as much data about their game as possible, right? Like that's one of our core values our core value is to help people play better golf and have more fun on the golf course. So that's essentially both of those are included in this, whether it's multiplayer games, and then it's tracking stats, and we'll have like coaches corner coming down on the line where like you can come in and get new tips, and just there's the possibilities with this are truly endless.
Yeah, I love it, which is why I won the best new product 2025. So congrats again. Can you tell us a little bit about that the PGA Show experience? One, was this your first time being out there? If not, just kind of maybe walk us through again. We haven't been there before, so
Want to go? I get FOMO every year. I see people posting videos. I'm like, we could do that. Like we have microphones and shit. Like it wouldn't be hard.
No.
And then I get sad.
You guys definitely should go. It's a long 3 days. I mean, we're down there all week, but like the show's 3 days. But it's a blast. Like everyone who is remotely in golf is down there, just chopping up, walking around the floor, learning about new products, having conversations, networking. So, but to answer your questions, this was our 4th. I've been 4 times. We exhibited 3 times. And then this one was obviously, because of the award, by far in a way like the best time we've had down there. Sure. So yeah, like I said, it's a long 3 days. I mean, it's from like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You're just sitting there talking, shaking hands, conversations all day. And then it just continues at night. Like the nightlife down there, everyone's in the industry. So you're all going out, you're all drinking, you're all having fun, you're continuing the networking, then you're waking up and you're doing it all over again the next day. So it's, I love it. It's a good team bonding experience as well, right? Like bring our whole team down there, because we have people who are remote. So like getting everyone under one roof and just kind of having that bonding experience has been great the last couple of years.
What is it like as far as like the feedback? I mean, so you win this award. I'd imagine it probably really, really helped you out quite a bit, as far as orders and everything else, right?
Yeah, I mean, just again, we talked earlier about Andrew Novak giving rangefinders like a stamp of legitimacy, right? Like having a best new product award tied to a product that hasn't even been released yet. Like people who have seen it, like that just continued to build the hype, and that we are allowed to sort of leverage that. Like that helped tremendously, and it's continued to help tremendously, right? It gave it such a stamp of approval, and people are just kind of eating it up.
Do they off what other kind of awards do they have there? Do they have do they have one for people that, like, for example, maybe next
worst new product?
yeah, shittiest product.
Yeah.
But is there like other awards? So like if you have something that has done really, really well for the past couple of years, you know what I mean? Something that not just new products. What do they have any other awards that they offer?
Not really, not that I know of off the top of my head. I think a lot of people just get down there just to escape the cold, right? Like
sure.
The majority of the world in January is freezing, so they all go down there for the week to kind of escape the cold, or their wives for that matter. But the only other, I think people just go down there just to see the new products as well. They're just you're trying to find what's latest and greatest to bring it into their shop, or to rep the line, or do whatever. So I think highlighting the new product, it's like in a new product zone, is just allows people to kind of go in there and to a dedicated spot to kind of check out what's the latest and greatest.
Do you know how many products were in the new product like competition?
I don't know the exact number, but there was a decent amount. I want to say there was probably close to 100.
Oh wow!
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I said I know it's a big accomplishment, but yeah, like I said,
I know Ben from Kid Caddy. He didn't win, but he was top. What, 5 or 10?
Yeah. With Ben with Kid Caddy, I don't know if you've seen that, but you probably have, because he was out there a couple of years ago. But he's a local guy here, and
nice. Yeah, quote me on that. I mean, obviously we're on a podcast, so it's quoted. But there was I mean, it's this massive.
There's a lot.
There's a lot in there. So yeah.
And then do you just have like a team of people at the PGA show that kind of go through and then just end up kind of putting their vote together, and whoever, majority wins?
Exactly.
Sweet. Well, yeah, regardless if it was 100 if there was 10, 1,000, doesn't matter. That's still impressive regardless. So yeah, we won't quote you even though we already quoted.
Yeah.
So with the PGA show, on the first pod, we talked about how important it is for people to like touch the products, and especially since people see like the price on this and they get a little wary, and being able to touch it, feel it, use it is like a game changer for a lot of companies, right? Do you see a big surge of orders every year around January after the PGA show, and people are able to touch it? And are they able to actually order them at the PGA show? So are you guys able to like take orders and everything, or sell physical boxes of the rangefinders or speakers?
Yeah. Yes. So we do see a nice uptick in the beginning of the year, just because, again, everyone goes down there, and that's sort of where they spend the majority of their money, their budget, right? They're gearing up for the year. So we do see a lot of orders. We have 40 independent outside sales reps across the country who are pretty much all down there. So they're bringing their buyers around, showing off the products and stuff like that. So we're not like swiping credit cards and like dishing out product like that, but we'll write a decent amount of orders over the 3-day span of just like, okay, I'll take half a dozen of the rangefinders, I'll take half a dozen of the speakers. We'll ship them May 15th and we'll be good. So that's sort of like the order taking that we see down there. Not so much such like swiping credit cards and
yeah, not like a big shopping center at the PGA show.
Which is good, because it kind of saves us from bringing down tons and tons of inventory.
That's true.
So we bring just enough to kind of show, to allow people to touch, to feel, to kind of set up our booth. And then we end up kind of just like dishing that out to either whether it's influencers or our sales reps or people just kind of curious about the products. Like, yeah, just take it. Just give us a shout out.
Besides winning the best new product, what was one of your coolest experiences you've had at the PGA show, whether it was, any time in the 4 years that you went out there?
I mean, last year we hosted a happy hour for a lot of our sales reps, a lot of our partners and everything. Like we rented out a nice little bar right there on the strip that the convention center is on, and just to see the amount of people that kind of showed up to that, and just to be able to walk around and have conversations about pin, about golf in general was really cool just to have everyone kind of congregate in one spot and have pin be sort of the meshing factor between all of that. That was really cool. And then just the amount of people you get to meet down there. Like I said, you see so many people online these days, and your friends online shooting DMs back and forth. But like just to be able to shake someone's hand, like say what's up to them in person, and just like actually have a conversation and not just like back and forth on DMs. It really goes a long way. Like a lot of deals and partnerships are formed that way just by having a couple of beers with people and just actually communicating with them.
Yep. Is there anything that we might have missed regarding the caddy?
If you haven't already, go and buy one.
I'd say it's available now, right?
No, it's available now. It's no, not nothing really. Just
okay. I didn't really even get a chance to do some rapid fire questions, but we could probably rope some in here real quick. I got a couple, I guess you should say.
Lay it on me.
Well, let me just go ahead. Okay. Well, I think we've asked this before. We could switch it up. Dom, you got your good question about first on the tee. Talking speakers,
So why not? At the Shindig, we do walk-up songs. It's super fun. What would your walk-up song be? Hole one. You're with your crew. What do you listen to?
I've been on a Dave Matthews kick as of late, so we'll go with
Dave Matthews.
We'll go Ants Marching by Dave Matthews.
Marching, nice, right up my alley.
Yeah,
I like it. What is your? Oh, I like it. He threw the question right back at us.
Yeah, I got it.
I've been on a Key Glock kick lately, which for anybody who follows the podcast page and goes, wow, this song is not at all what Derek would post, because I do all that. So it's been a lot of Key Glock. I think I would do Watch the Throne, Sunny Days, or Glockavelli off the new album are all pretty good. Be like fun, energetic walk-up songs. Derek's got to look, but we all know he's going to say the Bulls theme song from the 90s.
That's kind of my jam. I like that one. I was trying to think if there was a song that was somebody picked at the Shindig, because that was the cool thing too. It's kind of like a collective group of different songs. It's like one from we were in California, so the West Coast. It was kind of a nod to some of the rappers out there. Gosh, I don't even know, to be honest. I'm gonna piggyback off of Dom. I would never play, but I've been jamming to Hallelujah a lot.
Oh, from the first one?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll piggyback off of
Did he treat you like Jesus Christ?
No, I really like that song. But part of it though, I have the save part, I don't know what it is. It's kind of stupid, but I'm very limited to my music, so I just have really shitty songs.
The podcast page is starting to get like that, where it's like I don't have access to everything, but like my main page,
then you can
everything. My personal account, I'll post pictures and it'll be like
you could have whatever,
like Brad Fayez, and I'll go Key Glock, and I'll go The Weeknd or blah blah blah.
Yeah, you can't do that on some of the business pages.
I got called Unk the other day, and I was like, I'm not old enough to be called Unk.
It's a baby.
And ever since then, I feel like my music taste is old or not good.
Okay, next question. What is your favorite color of each product that you have? And to piggyback off that, what product do you have in your bag right now? I know you obviously have to have the rangefinder, but maybe what color do you have of rangefinder in the bag?
Yeah. What do I have right now? I have a Navy Prism Plus. I have last year we did like a USA for the 4th of July. We did like a custom American flag and like USA branded for the Olympics as well. So I have that sound stick, just as USA with the American flag, and then I have a white camouflage dart on my bag.
Okay.
A little bit of
I like
everything.
None of them are pink. What a shame. What a shame.
I'm going to ask you
quite often, honestly, as well, just because it's bright. I have lost a couple, but
Well, that's my only issue with this is obviously Derek and I we both have black ones. I am deathly afraid I'm going to lose this thing
because I write my bag every time.
I've left so many speakers, and then I realized like 3 days later, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have it.
So what I do is I go stick on the golf cart, and then rangefinder every time. I put it right back in the slot every time.
I've seen some people put it. We can demonstrate. They'll put it, the speaker on it, and then they'll put the rangefinder on the side. I'm like, that's a ballsy move, because I'm like, I'm leaving one of the two.
Yeah, but I've had them both. Yeah,
I've seen like tricks where you put your keys in your rangefinder case, so you're not going to forget your keys. So it's like once you go to get your keys out of your rangefinder, you're like, oh, perfect, I need to grab my rangefinder, toss it in there. So
that's not a bad.
I have a valuables pouch though, so like that's where my keys go. Although now I switch over to that Palm utility bag.
You gotta put it in the.
I could, yeah.
Good, yeah. That's actually a really good idea.
Palm makes like a utility bag, and the back zipper fits like rangefinders, and then the front two fits up. So I could throw my keys in the back one, but then with my luck, I'd lose my keys.
Because you have the rangefinder, but the keys would fall out.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're like, son of a, but I have the rangefinder. Okay, Bethpage Black, you're going out there. What is one thing that you were really looking forward to besides actually being at the event? Like, do you have a restaurant in mind that you want to go visit, or maybe another course that you want to go play? Is there anything specifically that you're really looking forward to besides the event itself?
And how over par do you think you'll shoot if you end up playing
Bethpage Black? Or how far under par are you going to shoot?
Oh, that person fucked me up.
Not even close.
That was like 6 rapid fire questions and 1 question.
I know. I've been busy playing with the magnets. Oh shit.
Yeah, we'll knock them off one at a time. Restaurants or anything? I don't really know Long Island that well. So I spent the last couple months. I've spent a decent amount of time in New York, just in downtown Manhattan. So a lot of good restaurants, a lot of good food there. But actually on Long Island, I don't necessarily know really what's out there. So I'm just excited to go out there, see the property, be on property. I'm most excited too, because I'm almost positive you have to like sleep in your car to get tee times at Bethpage. So we're gonna do that whole ordeal. So I'm excited to kind of see that unfold and just kind of see if it lets.
Gonna document and everything too. Get it all. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So excited to do that. Excited to kind of see that. But I mean, I'm not even gonna be. I couldn't even tell you what I'm gonna shoot. I'd like to say that I'd break 90, but like realistically, I'm shooting to break 100 when I'm out there, like that's, I don't know. I feel like, and I almost feel like you have to kind of, if the tees are like all the way back, I feel like it would almost be doing it a disservice not to play the full tees. I don't know if they're going to be
right. Give it a shot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. So I really hope, I think we're going to be trying to play in the next few months here, but, I hope like all the stands are up. I kind of hope like everything is really like gearing.
Kind of get the full experience without all the fans, essentially. Yeah, if you need 2 fans, come out there. We'll join you.
We'll chirp you too.
Yeah, perfect.
We'll play a little Dave Matthews.
I'm real good at
the sound stick.
Yeah.
So was there another question that you had?
As part of my severance, I got my work van, so we could go camp out in the van.
Yeah, there we go.
Make the trip over from Minnesota.
We'll meet you over there. Shoot at 208.
Wow. Yeah.
I'd be pumped if I shot
the best 208 I've ever shot.
Oh, yeah. Good cost per stroke. Good cost per stroke, that's what we're out here for.
Exactly. I went the scenic route, guys. I shot at 300.
Yeah, exactly.
We've asked this question before, but we always ask a food-related question at the end. So, Dom, you want to go ahead and ask it however you'd like to?
So I was invited to Boston, so I might go. I might sleep on Brendan's couch from Duffin Up, or Brian's, maybe Brian's. If I'm ever over in your neck of the woods, walk us through where we're eating. I think last year we took us to seafood on the pod. Feel free to take us back to seafood, but where are we going?
We'd probably hit up the North End. Nice Italian dish. I'm actually going there this weekend, so it's kind of top of mind.
Nice.
But yeah, there's just the North End is just littered with nice, small, little Italian spots. Kind of makes you feel like you're in Italy, and I haven't really been to a bad spot there. So
North End is the place to be.
North End's the place to be. So yeah, that's where we go.
Sweet. I like it. Easy enough. Alec, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast again. And hopefully we can have you again maybe later on this year or even next year. We could talk about what else you got coming down the pipeline.
Prism plus.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Appreciate the time as well. It's glad to catch up, and congrats on everything you guys are doing. And again, appreciate the support. The sounds like the Shindig did well. So we're excited that we were able to be a part of it, and thank you for thinking of us.
We had a cool display with the speakers. I don't know if I sent you any pictures of them or not, but I tagged them on Instagram. Man, people are like, "Oh, we get those?" And we're like, "Please, we paid for them. Please take them." And they were like, "What?" And they opened it and they were like, "Oh,
it was a hit. Everyone loved them."
Like they're like, "Oh, there's colors." I'm like, "Yeah, there's 4." I think the red one is like the one that neither of us own. Like, I don't think anybody went home.
Quickest. Yeah. I think all of them were really, really well done, but I think the red was
the navy's my favorite. Yeah. The navy blue with the white pops, but people saw them and they were like, "Oh my God, we get these!" And I was like, "Yes, please take them. Otherwise, we have to ship them back to Minnesota."
Yeah. If you have more pictures of that, I know you guys tagged us on Instagram, but feel free to fire over as many pictures as you guys have. We'd love to see that. Love to send it out to our email us all of our reps just to kind of show them what's going on.
Well, again, thanks for everything too, and thanks for helping us. You also sponsored some rangefinders for our event as well, so we really appreciate it.
First place got the original prisms,
yeah. So that was a hit as well. So thank you again, man. We really appreciate it.
The green on that, not to keep you, is phenomenal. I would never lose that.
Neon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you lose that, you've had one.
You got problems. Yeah.
I
mean, you're losing your keys too if you're losing that.
Yeah. That's like the only thing I'm deathly afraid of losing are my car keys.
Yeah, same. Oh, it's the worst feeling in the world. I lost. They got like somehow stuck in the bottom of my bag, and I was freaking out for like a solid hour after my round a couple months back, and it was just the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, because like, was it somewhere on the golf course? Because I just played 18 holes and I have no idea which hole it was.
That would be the worst possible thing. Backtracking, like woods here.
With my luck, they'd be in like a bunker.
New technology with the caddy. It can actually you can sense. You
can sync your car keys.
There, you go. That's the idea.
Exactly.
All right, Alec. It's so nice to talk to you, man. I appreciate it again. Keep up all the great work, man. You're killing it.
Appreciate it, guys. Good seeing you.
Take care. See you.